Okay, so this video I'm going to explain the 2020 chart for Medigap, aka Medicare Supplement plans. Now, the reason why I want to put up this chart throughout the whole video is I want to explain a lot of people that are turning 65 going on Medicare. They haven't seen this chart with the Medigap plans and they really don't understand what it means. And even if they have seen it, because it's plastered all over the internet and videos and so forth, they don't know how to actually look at it and what it means. So here's the chart, and I'm going to go over it and explain each detail of each box. Okay, the first thing that you realize is that the chart didn't really change that much from 2019 to 2020. If you look on the right hand side, you see C and F, and that is the biggest change of the 2020 plans. So if you had Medicare Supplement Plan C or Plan F prior to January 1st, 2020, you can keep that plan and you can go into C or F. If you did not have that plan prior to January 1st, 2020, you cannot get into those plans. So I'll go over those plans, but also go over the chart so that people understand what exactly this chart is, because you're either going to get a Medicare Supplement, aka Medigap plan, or you're going to get a Medicare Advantage plan, most likely. So one of the first things that I ask people when I talk to them and they are going on Medicare, the first thing that I ask them pretty much is, do you know the difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medigap plan or a Medicare Supplement? I mean, it has a couple different names. If they say, sometimes they say, yes, I don't want a Medicare Advantage plan. That makes my life very easy. I can just go into this chart and say, okay, let's take a look at the Medicare Supplement plans. If they say explain, I don't know the difference, then I'll have to explain it to them. But let's just say someone says, I know I want a Medigap plan. My neighbor has one. It's fantastic. He loves it. He told me to give you a call. Talk to me about the Medicare Supplement plans, the Medigap plans. So I'll show this chart, and as you can see, the chart at the top, it says benefits, and then there's a column that goes vertically down. Then it says plans available to all applicants, and it has A, B, D, G, K, L, M, and N. Those plans for 2020, anyone who turns 65 in 2020 or who first goes on to Medicare can get any one of those plans. Then on the right, in the shaded area, you see Medicare First eligible before 2020 only, and you see the C and the F plan. That is because if you're going on Medicare for the first time, 2020 or beyond, you can't have those two plans. Okay, so let's just go over one thing. The way that I used to present the Medigap plans to people is I would say, okay, let's take a look at this chart. And I'd say, you see the F plan? Well, the F plan covers everything, 100%. So whatever, with your doctor and your hospital. So whatever is on the left-hand side, those benefits, F covers all of those. So it covers the Part B coinsurance, the Part A coinsurance, first three pints of blood, Part A hospice care, skilled nursing facility, Medicare Part A deductible, Part B deductible, Part B excess charge, foreign travel, and all of that. So then I would say all the other plans just take away from the F. And I think that kind of simplified the chart a little bit. Another thing that I used to tell people is I only give my clients pretty much 3 plans. Now, I always let people choose the plan that they want. I just go over the different plans and the different companies and the prices, and I just say, which one interests you or whatever. I never really just throw a plan. Sometimes they'll ask me, hey, what do you think about this company or that plan? And then I'll give them my advice. But the one thing I do tell them is, and I have a lot of clients, I tell them 95% of my clients are either on F, G, or N. And I'll get into why that is. But first off, so you have the F plan, which covers everything. And then I figured out like 5 years ago that, a lot of people used to say, I want the F plan. I want the F plan. I want to write a check and I want everything covered for my hospital and doctor. And I can understand that. The G plan, which is now available this year and the F isn't, if you look at this chart and you go down the check marks, so it covers everything that F covers, and it covers everything all the way down until you get to Medicare Part B deductible. Now, it does not cover that Part B deductible. The difference is, well, first of all, it was always $20 to $30 a month cheaper than the F plan. So I really used to tell people you should really look at the G plan. I switched a lot of clients over in the last couple years. But the Part B deductible is $198 for the year in 2020. Now, here's the thing. I mean, $198, once you pay that, and that's Part B, which is doctors and outpatient centers. Once you pay that $198, you're not going to owe anything else if you do any other procedures or go to the doctor's offices. Meaning, you can go in for surgery or something. As long as Medicare covers it, that's the only question you ever have to ask. Does Medicare cover this? If they say yes, then your Plan G will cover it also. And what that means is Medicare doesn't cover everything. You know, there's a saying in the business, it covers 80%. It's not really 80%. There's a lot of deductibles and copays. But it's the easy way to say, yeah, Medicare covers 80% and the Plan G will cover the rest. So let's take it like that. If Medicare covers the 80%, the Plan G will cover the other 20% besides $198 a year. Pretty good. I mean, basically everything's covered. So I would explain the F plan that it's covered 100%. You write a check to the company each month, and everything's covered, doctor and hospital, as long as it's Medicare approved. Now, you can't go to the podiatrist 15 times a month. That's not Medicare approved. And you used to be able to go to physical therapy as much as you wanted, which was actually unbelievable because some people would go every day. But they did cut down on that. So whatever Medicare's approved and whatever they pay for, the percentage that they pay for, the Plan G will cover the rest of it, except for that 198. So that is how that's explained. Now, over to the Plan N. As you can see, when you go down just one to Medicare Part B coinsurance or copayment, it has a check mark, but it says copays apply. If you go to N and go scroll down or look down at the second box, copays apply. Now, what that means is they can charge up the doctors or outpatient centers when you see a doctor, and they can charge up to $20 each visit. I've heard a lot of doctors don't even charge this. They might charge $5, they might charge $10. Maybe they'll charge $20. I've heard a lot don't even charge because they don't want to deal with the paperwork or whatever it is. And they just take the payment from Medicare. So I can't guarantee that, of course, but I have heard that from a lot of my clients. And then if you look down, a few more boxes, you'll see Medicare Part B deductible. Now, this is the one thing that Plan G and Plan N have in common. They both have that Part B deductible that they do not cover. If you look over, again, at the shaded area, C and F, if you look at F, it checks all the boxes, so it does cover that Part B deductible. But I always say big deal. It's $198 a year. Not that big of a deal. But Plan N does not cover that. So Plan N, you're going to pay that $198, first for that Part B deductible, and you're going to pay up to $20 copay each time you go. The problem with that plan is if you're healthy and you don't go to the doctors much, it's fantastic. It's very inexpensive. If you do, and you start going to physical therapy, you start going to the podiatrist, you start going to the specialist, that copay can add up, especially the specialist, because a lot of times I heard that they do charge. I heard the primary doctors don't charge that much and the specialists do. That's just what I heard. I didn't hear it from millions of people. I just heard it from, a bunch of my clients. Now, the Part B excess charge, as you see, going down, the third from the bottom, the G covers that, the N doesn't. Now, there's only so many states that have that Part B excess charge. And another thing is that only applies when a doctor doesn't take Medicare. They can charge on top of what Medicare charges. So if Medicare charges $100, the doctor can charge, $130 or whatever. But you're mostly going to, with these plans, I always tell people, there's very few doctors that don't take Medicare. Medicare pays, and it pays fast. And a lot of doctors' offices and hospitals and so forth, Medicare is a big bulk of their clientele. So the majority, there's a few hospitals around the country that don't accept Medicare. And of course, there's some doctors that don't. But like I always say, I have over 500 clients. So you look at the amount of doctors that don't accept it. I literally have not heard, I don't think, maybe one or two of my clients have said, oh, this doctor doesn't take Medicare. It's so minimal. Most doctors do take it. So this is the chart. This is the new chart for Medicare 2020. And I hope that was a good explanation. I try to keep these videos, pretty short, but this one was a little bit long. But if you have any other questions or comments, leave a comment below. Please subscribe to my channel. And there's a link to my website, medigapblist.com, where you can get rates and different information on there. So please click on the link in the description. I'll see you at the next video.